Welcome to another interview in our FM Expert series. Today I'm joined by Rudi du Plessis. Hello, Rudi. How are you?
Hiya, Beth. Very well, thank you.
Good to see you. Rudi is the Director of Operations at LCMB Building Performance. And Rudi, you're going to share with us some of the things you wish you'd been told earlier on in your career. So I'm going to learn from this. Thank you. Over to you.
Oh, thanks very much. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. So I got your note asking for some expert interviews, and I thought, what were the sort of main things that really helped, but they helped too late? I could have done with knowing them much earlier. And I thought of three things, and I'll start with the one which is probably the most obvious. And this is just to give yourself a bit of a break. FM is hard. It is a tough old job, and you're not always going to get it right. So don't expect perfection from the off. Give yourself a chance. If you get something wrong, just backtrack a little and try again. Don't give up. It's worth persisting, but give yourself a break. Don't beat yourself up. Don't think, oh dear, what have I done? And just move on.
Yeah.
Onwards and upwards, as they say.
Yeah, and I think on that, you know, I always try to get across in training courses, you will never know everything in FM, will you? Because, you know, people who don't understand FM don't know how hugely broad the subjects of things we manage and are expected to know are. It's only when you get into it and you realize, oh my God, I'm doing this and this and this and this and this and this, and you can't ever be an expert in everything, can you?
That's absolutely true. I mean, every time people ask you, what do you do? And you say, I'm in FM, and they say, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. There's never enough time. There just simply is not enough time, because you one day you'll be dealing with parking matters, and the next day you're knocking down a great big building. And this is all under the same career path. So give yourself a chance, take a breath, and just stay positive. That helps as well.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you. How many years did it take you to get to that point?
At least 10.
Okay.
And note the at least. I'm still working on it.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah. I mean, related to that, and I think this is really, really important. Don't be sorry. Don't ever apologize for what you're doing. If you're fixing the building and you have to close an entrance to fix the building, don't start with, I'm sorry to be doing this. You're improving the place. Know that and approach it from that level of confidence. If you start by apologizing, you're on the back foot. You're devaluing what you're doing, and you're turning what you're doing from a valuable addition into something negative.
I think that's really important.
Don't even go there.
Yeah, it's a bit like, you know, on the switchboard, somebody saying, "Oh, just bear with me." You know, I always say never use language like that, because we are providing an important and a key and essential service.
It's an essential service. I mean, FM for me is about people. The building, and I'm going to steal Martin Pickard's quote here: "The building is there to keep the people dry." And that's an important thing to remember. You are dealing with people. And if the messages you send out has to resonate with the people, and if it's negative, it will be negative. And you start off on that foot, it'll stay on that foot.
That's a really important one.
So even if you've done wrong, don't apologize. Just fix it and
even
move
if
on.
you've done wrong, don't apologize.
Even if you've done wrong, yes. Just style it out. Be brazen. Be positive.
I love that. Okay, thank you. What else have you got for us?
And then the last thing for me, which I wished I'd picked up earlier, is just learn from others. Just look around. There is so much out there. The blogs, information. Look at websites. Look at company websites. You could look at ours. There are knowledge there. There are guides there. There are top tips. All of these things. Use IWFM. Use CIBSE. All of these things have huge amounts of valuable information that's, for the most part, is free. And all you have to do is just engage with it. Just look it up. You don't have to take everything. Just pick and choose. But it's worth doing.
I think the important word that you use there is free, because I certainly come across lots of FMs who don't have big training budgets. They don't necessarily work for large companies, and they feel immediately like they're on the back foot. They're not getting the information, the training they need. And I always say to them, you don't have to come on a training course you've paid for to learn stuff. There are so many free resources out there. CIBSE, you just mentioned there, something like Guide M, for example, CIBSE Guide M, you get the full Guide M as a member, but the thing I always point people towards is the free downloadable table you can get if you Google CIBSE Guide M, which is the table on compliance, which is just fantastic. And so many people still haven't come across it, you know?
No, it's and HSE the same. The HSE website has tons and tons of useful information.
Yeah.
Some of it admittedly can be a little bit dense, and you might need to interpret it a little, but it's there, and all the kernels of wisdom are built in. Webinars is another good one.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Just listen to somebody talk for half an hour about a subject that they really know their stuff on, and ask questions. Don't just sit there and pretend that you know. Ask some questions, and if you don't know something, be very specific. People who, and I've delivered these webinars myself, people who are speaking don't mind being asked specific questions. In fact, it makes your job easier.
Makes it more interesting.
Indeed.
Have you found yourself watching more webinars during the last 3 months?
Yes and no. So some I've been in the very fortunate position that I've hardly had time for my feet to touch the floor. So I've been flat out very busy. However, there has been times when I've managed to get to the odd webinar and the odd bit of free content and so forth to try and for specific subjects. I mean, COVID-19 is a classic example. Even the government's website, and government websites are notoriously bad, but even the government's website and guidance has been really useful, really quite clear, and full of valuable information that you don't have to pay for.
And do you do anything like, do you ever watch things like TED Talks? Is there anything else like that you could recommend?
I do. TED Talks are a good one. 10, 15 minutes, often less, just be picky, because they can sometimes veer off into subjects that don't interest you or don't help. So don't be afraid to cut off if you don't feel it's helping.
It's free.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I had a look on your website before, and I was delighted to see that you've got that knowledge bank section on the website, just full of, I'm always signposting people towards, like I say, free stuff. And I saw that you've got quite a lot of COVID stuff, haven't you? COVID downloads.
Yeah, we have. I mean, between us, we have run and operated and built billions of pounds worth of real estate. So it's nice to share some of that experience and interpret some of the learning from many years in working in the industry.
But you've also got the ultimate guides, which are kind of the shorter and sharper 5 points,
and actually that's a very good point. Those ultimate guides are designed exactly for this type of audience, people who might be new to the industry, whether it's working for a service provider, whether it's working client side. There's some top tips. We're giving away our knowledge for free, so go and use it.
The other reason I like the ultimate guys is because they're short and sharp, and we are all just overloaded with information now. And I sometimes see something. You've got white papers, the in-depth white papers on your website as well, which have got loads of information. But sometimes I haven't got the appetite to digest and to sit. No, do you know what I mean? To sit and read. Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
It's quite nice that you've got the options. So people could just go. They can just download those, can they? They can go on.
Absolutely. It's free of charge. You just go on the website and you can get it.
Brilliant. Well, listen, thank you very much. I knew you'd have some useful top tips for us, and I think the things that you wish, I think so many people watching this will resonate with and think, yeah, that was me. Yes, I wish I knew that as well. So hopefully people will listen and not reinvent the wheel, because we've all been there, haven't we? So thank you very much. So for now, Rudi, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Beth.
Okay, thanks.